Our second race here at Salisbury is the Whitby Manors Stud, supporting Inspire Foundation Veterans Handicap. It's over 5 furlongs, so we're starting with Q20 Boy, who probably ran out a career best marginally last time, don't you think?
He did. Really strong pace, though, wasn't it? Israel Francis, back, I think, after injury, he's not had too many rides back, was able to sit pretty content off a strong pace, and it all worked out very nicely. I'm not sure they should get quite a stronger pace this time around.
Yeah, OK, so that is number 6, Q20 Boy. Right, if we go to the very top of the paddock, and he's only just beginning to crest the top of the paddock, number 3, Lihu, is the one that we'll pick up for David Evans, who showed this horse improved form on the all-weather last season. What do you make of him so far this?
He's been running consistently well in much stronger races than this. The issue is he's been consistent but no wins since January 2021. This is his best opportunity for sure, because he was behind one of ours for a day at Nottingham, behind Russell at Goodwood in a really competitive race, and we see what's happened to the first two in that contest. Handicap is also beginning to ease. He's dropped from 81 to 76 in 5 runs, but hasn't actually been running badly. He's my idea to winner. Yeah,
he's on a dangerous marker based on last year's form. Right, up to the top of the paddock again, and the first of those coming towards us is number 5, Sahek, for Amanda Perrott, who's run poorly on both starts so far this season.
In his coat, he looks absolutely fantastic. He's looking a bit burly. He might have had a few injury problems because he's had a comeback in March and then wasn't seen until the 11th of June. 11 days later, he was stripped fitter, but 10 lengths he's been beaten in both starts. He's best watched at the moment.
OK, behind him is a proper veteran, number 4, Petoxide, 13 years of age.
I think you need a new race for him, the super veterans, because he's actually 5 years older than anything else in the field. What a remarkable horse, and John Bridger, time and time again, old Megalala was his flag bearer for the age stakes, winning at 15 or 16. He's still going strong, and he's actually running at high level, 18 from 116, 4 very solid runs. He does like a bit of soft ground, though, and he's not going to get that today. 2 from 8 here at Salisbury.
2 horses behind and just passing us there is horse number 2, and that is Under Curfew for Tony Carroll.
Had a fantastic campaign last year for Molly Phillips and Tony Carroll, from a very good sprint family. Thicket's produced a lot of good sprinters. I thought it was a good comeback at second start, at Goodwood last time, and he's our main pace angle today, so I think Molly can just drop her hands. I'll let him stride on. If he's uncontested from the front, he's definitely going to be dangerous.
Yes, he seems to be in a jig-joggy mood, throwing his head around a little bit and just getting rev for the race. Behind is horse number 1, it's the last one we'll look at, that's Sun and Sani for Archie Watson.
Yeah, he's a frustrating type. He keeps headbutting Harry Davis out the stalls, and that hasn't actually cost him defeat in his 2 wins at Windsor and Chepstow. We had Airshow at Chepstow last time. That wasn't a very strong race. We were pretty aggrieved that Airshow went up £3 for that. Same as Son and Sani. Harry Davis has lost £2 of his claims, which arguably is £5 higher today. He will need to be smoother at the stalls. He's still were handicapped, but he's probably the trickiest of the 6 runners today.
OK, again, let's pan around to the right-hand side and just see them moving to post. They're led by the 13-year-old Petoxide, who, as James was saying, has been really consistent this season. Out on the track, he's being followed by Q20 Boy as well. And then number 2, Under Curfew, is continuing to be something of a handful.
Yeah, I used to ride one of his siblings, Basilica he was called, and he was horrendous in the stalls. They are a very flighty but very quick family. Now cantering down, he's all right. And Molly, I think it might have been Molly's very first winner on this horse at Bath 2 seasons ago, and he was a bit of a flag bearer for her last year.
OK, and then the final one to go to post will be Lihu, which is James's idea of the winner of this race. I can see that. Certainly ran pretty well behind Razel at Goodwood, and not bad at all. Went 4th at Nottingham last time behind there for a day.
Runners are heading to post then for the second race, the Whitsbury Manor Stud Supporting Inspire Foundation Veterans Handicap for 6-year-olds and upwards, and a 0 to 80 contest. I love these races personally. It's great to see so much zest in these old boys. Lihu 5 to 2 looking for a first win since last year. 11 to 4 Sun and Sani looking for a second win in as many starts. Under Curfew 100 to 30. 6 to 1 Q20 Boy. The 13-year-old Pettock side looked great in the paddock, just might be a little bit too quick for him, and he's priced accordingly. And Sahek rounds them off at 12 to 1. 5 to 2 the field then, Lydia. Lihu looking for that elusive first win in a year and a bit.
So, welcome back to Salisbury, and if we have a look at the betting scrolling through the bottom of the screen, Lihu is the favourite at 5 to 2 for James Doyle. And it is a long losing run, but he's run consistently well on many occasions, and based on last year's form, this mark is very viable indeed.
Yeah, I've noticed it a lot with the handicapping system actually. If you aren't winning, they are becoming very generous with these exposed handicappers where they know what they've got, and then when you do win, you do get hiked back up again. But Lihu hasn't been running badly, but it's dropped £5. You've got to always be a little bit of a concern when they are just not doing quite enough. But that run behind Russell, you couldn't expect him to beat Russell, considering what we see him do subsequently, and that was a very valuable contest as well. The 4-day race was a little bit messy. There wasn't a great deal of pace on, and he was just stuck out on the wings. So I think he's better than that. Third to Digital at Seville reads pretty well. And like I say, in 2 of his last 6 races, he's actually gone off less than 10 to 1. So he's not actually thrown away races he should have won. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's going to get a lovely toe into the race, you'd imagine, from under Curfew in stall 1. He's in stall 2. San Sami does just blow the star a little bit. He's a bit of a frustrating character. Harry Davis does seem to take a good tune out of him. That claim has dropped £2 to his 5 higher.
Yes, Sun and Sunny, though, has won from higher marks when trained by Paul Midgley, and seems to be coming back to some good form, having won a couple of times this season, but as James said, does blow the start more often than not, probably. Right, a couple more left to go forward. And for this 5-furlong veterans handicap, including the 13-year-old Pettock side, we can join Simon Holt.
Sun and Sani to make up the line for this Whitsbury Manor Stud Supporting Inspire Foundation Veterans Handicap. 5 furlongs the journey, and they're off. Sun and Sani a little bit awkward in the noseband, just about the back marker through the first furlong. Lihu is well away and getting across to the rail ahead of Under Curfew. Pettock's side, the 13-year-old, is right there. Then Sahek, followed by Q20 Boy, and now Sun and Sani is racing down the outside. Lihu leads the way a couple of lengths. Under Curfew took a slightly bad step there, just behind Pettock's side, who's pushed along. Q20 Boy on the right nosebanded Sun and Sani, and then Sahek. Heading on now, passing the halfway stage. Lihu against the rail, Under Curfew, Pettock side chasing hard. Q20 Boy wide, none wider than Sun and Sani, who's under the Harry Davis drive, and then Sahek at the back. Lihu's got them on the stretch here at the moment, entering the final furlong. Lihu by probably 3 lengths, 2 on the outside. Q20 Boy chasing now, trying to chase down this leader, but Lihu is not for catching, and Lihu all the way goes on to win from Q20 Boy, Under Curfew and Sun and Sani.
And Lihu duly gets off the mark for James Doyle and David Evans' reward for several consistent efforts. Been given a bit of help by the handicapper, particularly compared to last season's form, and has won here quite comfortably, making all. In second is Q20 Boy, and he has finished second for Isabel Francis and Mark Usher. In third, it's Under Curfew for Molly Phillips and Tony Carroll, and in fourth is Sun and Sani with his habitual awkward start for Harry Davis and Archie Watson. But the winner is Lihu, the 9-4 favourite, and he was always towards the 4. In the end, Under Curfew, Molly Phillips decided to take him back and not have a lead.
And that was tactics. That wasn't the horse missing the break. She's taking a big pull, and Nick James, I said, well, thank you very much. We'll have the inside rail. On very quick ground, when they've not been watering too much, the rail can always be a bit of an advantage. I think we could have seen that in race 1. I think the Hannon horse was stall 1, came out, raced against the rail. He's in stall 2, got across to the box seat. Sun and Sani, 3 rides for Harry Davis, 3 headbutts in the face by that individual. But today he hasn't been able to get up into contention so easily, and he's stuck in the middle of the track. And I don't think that's really where you want to be at Salisbury under these ground conditions. And ultimately, the race hasn't really changed that much. Under Curfew's got 6 furlong form. He's got outpaced and is plugged on, dropped the furlong and tripped. Q20 Boy, you mentioned the paddock. I think he's actually in the form of his life. I think that's a good effort from him back in second.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And if he gets a sort of similar set of circumstances to what he got on his previous start, a really strongly run one, whereas this one, Lehu's just been able to control it.
Uncontested, he wanted 3 of them going Lehu's pace. So, and again, he's in a bit of a centre of the track. Probably ground too fast for the proper veteran. Pettock side, he was just a bit out.